Guys, New York City is dead silent. Does anyone in the...
I don't know about New York City, but I know Baltimore. It's a lot of people that is walking around sad right now. It's almost like, and I made a video about this. It's almost like people's hopes and dreams have just failed. You know, it's crazy. And if you think about it, they talk about how the 30 minutes of silence in heaven, because everybody is talking about dark winter right now. And in the book of Revelations, they talk about the 30 minutes of silence. And I believe that we are now in the 30 minutes of silence. And if you look at what everybody is doing right now, everybody is basically grieving. They are mourning. And when you are grieving and mourning over something, it means death. So I believe that this is why all over the United States, you got a lot of people that is grieving right now. You got a lot of people that is mourning right now. And usually in that particular case, it's quietness. Because it's almost like people is getting prepared for what's to come. So I believe that we are in the 30 minutes of silence right now. And during this 30 minutes of silence, I believe that once this 30 minutes is up, because I don't know how long 30 minutes is in spiritual time. Because one day equals 1,000 years. A whole day equals 1,000 years. So if a whole day equals 1,000 years, then what is 30 minutes to that 1,000-year day? Because you have to look at everything spiritual now. 30 minutes is not literally 30 minutes in the spiritual world. So 30 minutes could be, we don't know. 30 minutes could possibly be 4 years. We don't know. It could be 2 weeks. We don't know. It could be 8 years. We don't know. So this is why we have always, in this planet and this reality and this dimension, we don't know. Because the fact that we do live off of time really don't exist. So we is living and basing our lives around the clock when the clock is really there to control us. So right now, while everybody is grieving and getting ready for death, people should really be excited. People really should be hyper. People really should be, looking forward of trying to make the best out of themselves instead of grieving and mourning over someone who they thought was going to make their lives better, when they can take the initiative and make their own lives better by making the best of themselves and their family and their lives. So right now, I don't know how long America is going to grieve over this, but if you think about America that is grieving and mourning right now, that is a very low density world. If everybody in the United States, not everybody, but you got a lot of people in the United States that is grieving right now over the same exact thing, that puts our energy and our frequency at a real dense place. It does. And the fact that we're energy and frequency beings as well, it put us in a real dense state. And when you are feeling that dense, where as though you feel as though you are living in the world and you are lost because there's no one here to save you, you are always going to be looking for a savior. When you should take this time now and realize, okay, the person that I want to save me is now not going to do it. So what can I do for myself? What can I do with myself to help save me? What do I need to do? This is now the time for all of us to be going within ourselves and going within our higher self and see what we can do to save ourselves. But instead of doing that, you got people that's all around this country that is mourning and grieving because they wanted someone else to save them. This is why I said that we don't go within ourselves and look at us as our own savior. We go to other people. We leave our lives and now spirit and now souls in other people's hands. And the people that is excited right now over the win, they are excited right now because they know what they have voted for is about to flourish. But what they don't know is that even though they are happy and they are excited, a lot of people that is already grieving because of the loss, the ones that is excited over the win, eventually they are going to be grieving over what they voted for, because they're going to realize what they voted for, they didn't get exactly what they voted for. Because either if you won this or lost this, either way we are fucked. Like I've been saying it and so many people other been saying it. So it's either you're going to grieve and mourn now because of the loss, because you feel as though your savior couldn't save you, or you're going to mourn and grieve later, because you're going to realize what you voted for wasn't even what you wanted. So the only ones that's going to really flourish out of this whole situation is the ones that already knew that it was going to happen and didn't vote, and went within their selves to see what they have to do. Because now that we are experiencing this 30 minutes of silence in heaven, or as people call it, heaven, but now that we are going through this spiritual warfare in the spiritual realm, and we are going through the 30 minutes of silence in the spiritual realm, we are going through it now in the physical realm. So it's already silent in the spiritual realm already. Now, but it happened a long time ago, because everything that is going on in the physical already happened in the spiritual already. We are already dead. So everything that is going on right now in the physical is only manifesting because it already happened in the spiritual. So right now, the saints is going through a 30 minutes of silence, because now that we are silent right now, we're about to go through a transition, because the voting is up. So a lot of people is already mourning and grieving because of this transition. A lot of people is happy because of this transition, because they know their savior is coming. Then you got a lot of people that is going within their selves through this transition. So you got 3 different people on this planet, in this country right now, that is going through something. Remember what I said. One is already grieving and mourning. I said moaning, Lord. One is already grieving and mourning. One is already happy and excited. One is already going within their self. So we are all experiencing this 30 minutes of silence. And if you read the book of Revelation, they talk about the 30 minutes of silence. And what happens after the 30 minutes of silence? The great earthquake comes. So it's almost like we are headed into the dark winter. But honestly, I feel as though we've been in dark winter since 2022. That's my opinion. I don't believe that dark winter is going to be just a winter time. It's dark winter I think we've been experiencing dark winter since 2022, honestly. So right now you got 3 different kinds of people that is in America right now that is going through a transition. Because remember, this earth is only going through a transition. It's not about the end. Earth is not about to die. It's just that we are transitioning. So while some people is grieving, some people is rejoicing over their win, because they savior coming. Some people is going within themselves, learning about themselves, knowing that they are about to transition. So this is why I said that we only going to get revealed who we are. That is it. And if you look at life for what it is, you can see where people was at mentally and psychologically. People was actually looking for other people to save them. And this is the type of reality and the realm that we are living in. No one goes within themselves here. Everybody look outside themselves. So if you can see what you see, just look at the world for what it is, people. All you gotta do is go outside. Go outside, walk around, look at how the world is, look at how people work. Look at it. And the fact that we know that life repeats itself, look at life for what it is, and it's the same way that it was 2,000 years ago. It's the same way that it was 3,000 years ago. The difference is that we live in modern day times. So we see it on a different level and a different perspective. That's it, people. Enjoy 2025.